Hello, welcome back to the chat. This is episode 6. I'm Nolan, and I'm all alone on this podcast because everyone else was busy this week. Rather than subject you to myself rambling for a sustained period of more than 10 minutes, I thought I would engage with you all a bit more, because that's what YouTube likes, I'm told. Only kidding though, I hate YouTube, but I like you all, so I thought I'd answer your questions. I've already sifted through, and I've found the real good questions from Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, etc. None of that crap about me being having a burned off face or whatever. None of that crap about Sonic or whoever. No, I've screened these. So, first question, why don't you make Sonic videos anymore? First question, why don't you make Sonic videos anymore? I don't know, I just haven't had much time to really talk about him. I haven't got much to say about him. And the days of Sonic stop motions, like the works of Supersonic Boom, Piplup Fan 77, and of course, Sonic Toast, are over. What more could I possibly add to the fandom mythos after the release of such works as Sonic F? Oh, also, I'm not going to mention names of the people that left the questions because sometimes I forgot to write them down, and that's my bad, to be honest. I'll do better next time. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here, I've got a nice cup of chamomile. It's like 1 a.m. Someone's doing dishes in the background. You're probably going to hear that. I don't know why they don't do them during the day. They wait till the middle of the night. Which is already my time of the night to record and get things done. So, it is what it is. Anyways, on to the questions. First question. Why did you start YouTube? I started YouTube because I used to watch a bunch of stop motion videos, like Sonic stop motions and whatnot. And there was this one guy, his name is Brian Salter. He's a great YouTuber. He doesn't really do anything anymore. He's an animator. But he used to have a series that was Sonic vs. Mega Man. And at one point he was holding out auditions for it. And I auditioned for the role of Mega Man and actually got the role. But the project never went anywhere. But anyways, literally the whole point of me having a YouTube was just to upload a voice acting audition for Mega Man. Me and Brian are still pretty good pals, I guess. I don't know. He talks about me every once in a while. I'll see him upload. I like his stuff. He's a cool guy. Okay. Next question. Is my Sonic Nendoroid a fake? Well, I have like a 30-minute video for you. It comes down to this, alright? If it's got white behind the face, it's probably real. If it's got blue behind the face, it's probably fake. Good luck. Do you make any money doing YouTube? No. YouTube does not pay me anything. YouTube in general, I believe, is very hard to actually get paid on. I think the requirements have only gone up as of late. I think it's like 2,000 subscribers and like 1,000 watch hours per month. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's 1,000 and 2,000. But either way, even then, I'm pretty sure you don't make enough from just like ad revenue. Pretty sure you have to be partnered with someone, or else have like 1 million subscribers, or else you're not really gonna make a living. But I could be wrong. You get so many conflicting reports, you know. What do you do besides YouTube? And they mentioned specifically like work and art stuff. Besides YouTube, I don't do a lot. I kind of take commissions when I can, but at the moment I'm stay at home. I just gotta take care of the house, and I get paid to do that. And yeah, happily in a relationship where we're taking care of some family members at the moment, which requires me to be here most of the time, and I really like it. Honestly, took some adapting. And I would definitely get a job again in the future. I'm going to get a job again in the future, but right now my my time is just required here cleaning up glass that breaks like every day, or mopping the floors because nobody else will. Okay, this is an interesting one. What is Dankrite? Well, there's an entire explanation video for you. This was on my Instagram. I'm assuming they just didn't see that I made like a video or whatever. Anyways, you can go watch that. To give you like the bare minimum rundown though, Dankrite was an animated series I was working on with a group of other people, and we were in contact with Amazon. We'd already shown them our ideas and they were going to buy it, and then things fell through because management changed up at top and they just didn't want it anymore. They wanted to like cut our funding. It was a whole deal. Anyways, Dankrite was a show that never got made, but we spent like 2 years working on just pre-production, which kind of a waste of time. We could have streamlined that a lot more. It is what it is. It was fun. I really liked Dankrite. Maybe it'll get turned into something else in the future. I don't know. I still like to draw the characters. I'm told that Mia, the director of the project, still wants to write something with it, so maybe in the future Dankrite will be an actual thing, besides just a re-upload YouTube channel. What happened to the old chat episodes? They're unlisted. They're still on the channel. You can find them through the old chat podcast playlist. But they're just unlisted. Not for really any reason. They're just kind of outdated, and I didn't like them as much, but I didn't want to delete them. I don't like deleting things. It makes me feel weird. That's just like a personal thing, but there's been so many times where, you know, like a YouTuber will delete a video, and you really want to go back to it and you just can't. Can't even find mention of it sometimes. Drives you insane, not sure if it's real, but it's there. Just look through the playlists. You can watch them if you want. I think there's some good stuff in there, but they were too long. I didn't edit them enough. Why do you do YouTube? God, that's a weird question. I don't know. I need an outlet, I guess. You know, I mean, like, I could post art on Twitter and Instagram or whatever, and I do, but that doesn't really always scratch that itch, you know? I like to make videos. I just think it's fun to make videos sometimes. I'll admit there's times recently where I've not been having as much fun making videos because I am at a deadline where, like, I gotta get a video out by Friday and it's Thursday, and I gotta, like, real quick, like, hack one together and get it out. That's like the Yupo paper review. I could have done so much better on that. I really don't like it. It's whatever. But at the same time, sometimes I'll get a video that I really like. That character design video, I think I made that in 2 days, and the whole point of making it was I had like half of a script figured out, and the script I was pretty happy with. It just needed a little adjusting, and I didn't have time to really record like too much new footage, so I was able to use archive footage of myself and from other people's sources and whatnot to kind of cut that together. And sometimes that like deadline breeds creativity, and I really like that video. What was the question though? Why do I do YouTube? I don't know. I just need an outlet. I figure if I can get some kind of a small following here, then it'll help in other departments, and maybe someday I can put like more what's the word for like the thing you really want to make? I can put like dream projects on here maybe, if it's still around. I have this sneaking suspicion that YouTube might just get like nuked. You know? Like one day it might be like a MySpace situation and like somebody unplugged the servers and they're just gone. But who really knows? Back up your stuff. Back up everything you can, if you can. Hoard things like me. Be an internet hoarder. Oh, okay, here we go. Any old series you want to bring back, like custom action figures, roster quest, anything else. Yeah, the custom action figures thing, I just haven't made like a custom action figure in a while, is the thing. I'm looking around my room trying to see the most recent thing I worked on. I painted like a head for like a Marvel Legends Rogue figure. That was like the last custom I did, I think. I've done like little things. I've like repaired things that have broken right out of the box and whatnot. But that doesn't really count. So customs will come back if I ever want to make something. There's random times where I feel like it. If I ever make things, I just don't always film it, you know? I feel like my direction has just changed pretty drastically in life. One of the reasons I got into customizing was at the time, they just weren't making action figures of the characters I wanted action figures of, and because everything is so incredibly fan-oriented now, which I would kind of attribute to the Star Wars sequels a little bit. Anyways, because everything's so fan inclusive these days, it feels like those more obscure characters do get action figures, and so I don't really need to make an action figure of Spawn or an action figure of Space Ghost or whoever, you know, all these people I wanted to make in the past, because now they got pretty kick-ass action figures. As for Roster Quest, Roster Quest was actually one that I do want to bring back, and I kind of have plans for bringing it back. I'm just still deciding on the best way to present it, because Roster Quest, waiting like... Okay, let's assume we do Roster Quest. There's how many characters in Smash Bros. Ultimate? There's like 85 characters, and that's not including like bonus characters, because I'd want to do, you know, episodes on like some of the assist trophy characters, or like the Master Hand, Crazy Hand, Taboo, you know, characters like that. There's like 85 characters in Smash, right? Not including those other ones. I think that's right. If you're doing 85 individual episodes and you're releasing them, let's say you're releasing them as fast as you can, you do like one a day, that's still 85 days. That's like, sorry, motorcycle going by outside. That's like 3 days or like 3 months worth of waiting for some dude to talk about an action figure. When you could just Google, like, you know, Samus Aran action figure, get all your results, find the one you want, and buy it, instead of waiting 3 months for me to get to Samus, you know? So, my other idea was, it could be... The other idea with the 85 videos is, like, if you're having an intro and, like, a little bit of an outro every time, that gets really tiring in a playlist. If you're watching, like, 30 seconds worth of intro and outro, and then maybe, like, a minute worth of content. Because, let's see... 85 times like 30 seconds. What is that? That's like 40 minutes of just like intro and outro you're watching over and over again. It'd be kind of pointless. So I think what I'll probably do is I'll just do one giant ass video with timestamps, and it'll probably be like an hour, 2 hours long. I started writing a script. It's already fucking massive, but that's probably what I would do. As for other series, I know I used to do unboxings, and unboxings are kind of nice, because you can do an unboxing in a day. An unboxing is like a vacation for making videos, and people like unboxings. I thought about doing kind of like a reverse unboxing, because I have a lot of stuff that I've gotten that I just kind of want to show off. So maybe that would be a good way to do that, is to do like a highlight, like showcase type series where it's like cool things from my collection, you know, like here's this what have I got on my desk? Here's like an obscure Garfield figure that I hunted down, and like here's the set of Gorillaz vinyl figures that I waited forever for, and like here's a little bit of interesting trivia about them. I don't know if people would actually be interested in them. People could just go to a toy channel, and it feels like that might be spreading myself a little bit thin. But if I get any cool things in the mail, maybe I'll start filming that again, because I know there are a lot of people here that are here for toys. They're here for toys. It's most people that I get subscribed to my channel are because of like Sonic videos I did forever ago, you know. Speaking of which, why have you delisted some of your old videos? Some of my old videos are well, they got personal information in them that I don't want out there. There's a lot of reasons. Some of them is because I just like explained things too much, or like maybe showed like a piece of mail with my home address on it, which is a big no-no. Or just where they were attracting an audience I didn't really want to be known for, I guess. And I know I said I hate deleting videos. I didn't delete any of them. They're all just unlisted. They're all there. I would like to put a playlist together for it, but I would like them to remain unlisted, and I'll probably do that soon. I'll make a playlist for that. But yeah, I really I don't want to be known as the Sonic action figure guy, which I think is beyond my control, honestly. I thought about delisting that Sonic Nendoroid video before, but I know it's really informative, and I know people still comment on it saying that I helped them, so I'm not gonna take that away. If it means that, like, a good chunk of my audience is from, you know, the Sonic community, that's fine. I'm still in that community to an extent. I was hoping that by now I would get more people in just from doing art, and I don't know how many people are actually here for doing art. I feel like most of it is still from Sonic videos. That Sonic Nendoroid video did very well, which is so strange. I don't know how to capture that lightning in a bottle again for gouache paintings or something. Maybe Sonic is just more popular than art itself. That's a fucking stupid thing I just said. Whatever. Anyways, next question. That was a long one. Your channel seems vague, and I don't get what your goals are with it. This is a friend of mine. They're kind of taking the mick out of me. Is that what you say? Is that how you say it? Taking the mick? They're taking the mick out of me. Because I do kind of jump around a lot, or I have in the past. The reason they asked this was because they looked at those old videos I was talking about and were like, you're like 180, like everything's different. I don't think I've 180'd. I think I've just kind of shifted focus, which probably could happen again, which honestly is something I'd rather do. The thing with this channel is I don't want to just be locked into one thing forever, because my interests change a lot. Like, sure, I might like drawing now, but 5 years from now I might have a 180 and I might be like, hey, I'm into making models now, you know? And ultimately these videos are kind of for myself and my own entertainment and my own outlet. So if it shifts to that, it shifts to that, you know? I'd rather be known as someone who people come to for me than for what I'm doing. But I don't know if I have a strong enough personality for that. I think I doubt myself too much. Who doesn't, you know? Who doesn't doubt themselves? But anyways, my goal is to gain a sustainable audience, not really to pay the bills or anything, but it'd be nice to get some passive income from this, and then at some point with that audience I can introduce projects I'm working towards at the moment, and maybe, you know, they'll want to watch them. Kind of cultivating that audience that likes the stuff I do. I want to do animations. I want to do animations really bad. I'm trying to learn Blender right now, and it's going well enough. It's a complex program, but I am learning it, and I'm doing my best, and once I can get some ideas together, I'll probably animate for you guys a little bit more. But animation takes a long-ass time, as they say. Why bother to censor your face? It's kind of just my own thing. I don't know what it is. I don't like having my face on the internet very much. I don't mind it if other people post pictures of me, weirdly enough. I don't like to do it on my own thing. I like the idea of being somewhat anonymous, and of course I'm not. It's the internet. You can find old photos of me. There's old photos of me on the same channel on videos that aren't even unlisted or privated. You could definitely find pictures of little Nolan, and you could estimate what my face looks like. I don't look that ridiculous. One of my friends joked that like my face got burned off, and that's why I censor it now. That did not happen, actually. When I became diabetic, half my face slipped off in the night because I had too many donuts. So kind of, but not quite the same. I just do it for security reasons. The short answer, I do it for security reasons. It makes me feel better. Plus, it kind of lends like a little bit of mystique, maybe. Am I mysterious? Do I come across as like ruggish and mysterious? Because that's not really my goal, actually. It's just a side effect. But I'm flattered. I'm very flattered that you think that of me. What is considered a normal workday for you? Normal workday for me is get up and write in a dream journal because it's good for ideas and it helps me to kind of center myself at the beginning of the day, and have breakfast, you know, make a list. I make a list every day. That's like a little checklist of the things that must be done. And I'll make it ahead of time, too. If I know there's, like, a task that's like, oh, this person's birthday's coming up on Tuesday, I'll write that on the list, like, way ahead of time, so that I don't get to that Tuesday and be like, what was I supposed to do today? And then forget about it, you know? Because it's happened. It's happened to everyone. Everybody's done that. But I make a little list, and then I'll usually, like, clean up, run errands. I usually save my own stuff till, like, the end of the night. I do a figure study every day where I draw a person, or like a few people, and I'll usually do that at like lunchtime. And then, yeah, I kind of wait till everybody's like asleep or winding down for the day to actually work on YouTube stuff. Just because I can be alone, it's kind of quiet, and I don't have to worry about like doing anything, I guess, you know? I can just do this, and I can feel good about doing this because I had a full day of working hard. Why do you hate the Sonic Nendoroid video so much? I don't hate the Sonic Nendoroid video so much. It's just become kind of a running joke that I hate it. I really don't mind that video. It used to bug me for a little period of time there that I was getting only people coming to my channel from that video, because people would come to that video and be like, oh, this guy must be doing like Sonic toy reviews, and they click on the channel and it's like drawing my sleep paralysis demons or whatever. I'm sure I could have picked a more time appropriate video for that, but I can't remember 5 minutes ago, let alone like 2 years ago when I was annoyed by that video. But now it's just kind of a running joke. Marlon jokes about it, I joke about it, Brenda jokes about it. You know how it goes. It's really not a bad video. I don't like how my voice sounds though. It's like high pitched. I bet I could do it.
Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Sonic Nendoroid, and like Green Hill Zone music is blasting at like 30 decibels in the background. I really did not know how to blast. I did not know how to balance audio. Hit the like and subscribe button, or I'm going to dip this Sonic in acid. This Sonic figure eats my fucking balls.
No, little 14-year-old Nolan wouldn't say that, however old that was. Which artists inspire your art style? I don't know, it's weird. I don't feel like I have a consistent art style. I'd say the people I look at the most when it comes to drawing, in terms of like drawing and painting, are Jamie Hewlett, definitely. George Bridgman. George B. Bridgman, the dude he did a lot of anatomical studies. He was like a professor, I believe, in like the early 1900s. His figures are really cool, and they have just enough style to be interesting while still being accurate. Can't forget like Toshihiro Kawamoto, designer for Cowboy Bebop. I like his style in that show because it doesn't feel like, I know this is such an overdone thing for people to say, anime kind of falls into that like same face territory a lot. This guy is very good at giving people distinct faces, and in particular I like the way he does noses. I like how characters like Jet have like a big thick nose, and other characters will have like skinny noses, but they're all like identifiable. It's not the usual anime thing where from the side they got like sphere head and then like cat like lower face that like ends in a little triangle. I don't mind that, but it gets a little tiring seeing it on everyone. So yeah, anyways, I like his noses. I like his nose and his noses, and I like his character designs. His outfits are really cool. There's like weird stuff too, like old stick figure animations. Like, you know, those like super over the top like stick figure fights you'd see like on Flash websites. Those were like, those kind of like hit me at like the right time as like a teenager, where like it just activated some neuron, and I was like, this is cool for some reason. I don't know how much it influences my art style, but it definitely influences my my posing and my whenever I draw action, how I draw action. There's other things too, like there's some more live action things, like Blade Runner. The whole look of the first Blade Runner is really remarkable. I do like how the second Blade Runner looks also, but it's definitely not the same aesthetic that I like about the first one. Lee Bonteque, she was a very talented artist. She drew like weird biomechanical looking things, usually in charcoal. She did a lot of 3D sculptures. She passed away last year, actually, which is super sad. She would have been a very cool person to see one of her exhibits. Probably, you know, also, on the topic of Blade Runner, the original Star Wars, 1977, just the whole feel of that world is something I really like. I can't quite explain it, but as a little kid growing up in like Arizona, where it was just like you'd go outside and it was just like desert in all directions, and everything was like rusted and like worn down, and everybody was, you know, you didn't have a lot, you kind of had to make your own entertainment. To see a movie that took place, a lot of it in the desert, where everything also looked run down, and it made all this mundane looking stuff really cool technology. Something about that original Star Wars just really struck a chord with me, and it's a very unique feeling. Ralph McQuarrie really knew what he was doing when he designed those ships and the characters and everything else. Of course, Danny Schoening is one of my favorites. He did the art for a bunch of different IDW comics. He worked on Ninja Turtles. He did the Ghostbusters IDW run. His caricatures are very nice. They're a little weird. They're kind of, they don't always work in 3D, I guess, but they've got some kind of a cool, like, look to them. I like the way he draws eyes. They're very, like, beady, and, like, everybody's got, like, half-closed, like, kind of snarky attitude on their face all the time. It's really good. He's really good. It all depends is what I'm saying. I like a lot of different things. There's more I haven't listed here that I'm sure I could find, you know. Looney Tunes. I just like the way Looney Tunes looks. Chuck Jones, the way he was able to take those designs and not necessarily like redesign them, but like streamline them so that they had angles in the right spots and they were soft in the right spots. That was a guy that really understood curved lines versus straight lines and posing and facial expressions. Nobody could quite draw a facial expression like that guy. Just wonderful. And good sense of humor, too. That was a long-ass one. Sorry. We got a few left. I'm going to take another sip of this. You should all take a sip of whatever you're sipping right now. Yeah, it's good chamomile. What do you want to do for the rest of your life? Also, any advice for people who don't know what to do with themselves? I'm assuming you mean like career-wise, what do I want to do? Career-wise, I would love to... I mean, I think it's everybody's goal to just be like their own boss and to just like, you know, do whatever the hell they want. But obviously you can't start there. Honestly, if I could find a job which where I could just go in and just draw every day, or be given a task like, hey, we need this logo, and just make a logo, as long as I'm like flexing that muscle of my brain where I get to make something, I'm happy. It doesn't matter if I'm designing McDonald's menu items, or if I'm drawing characters for a studio, or if I'm just picking out color palettes. Like, as long as I'm getting that part of my brain, I could do that and still come home at the end of the day and have energy to do my own stuff and pay the bills, and I could die happy tomorrow. As for the second part, any advice for people who don't know what to do with themselves? You know, this seems to be a common thing. There's a lot of people I know that tell me, like, oh, I don't really like anything, like, I don't really know what to do, you know? Chances are there are things you like. There is something that you enjoy, something that gives you
some kind of sense of satisfaction when you complete it, you know? I'm not just talking about like scrolling Instagram or whatever. I mean, like, you do it, you do a task, you complete it, you put some effort in, and at the end you get that nice little dopamine rush for having completed it. So many of those people that say they don't know what to do end up finding something that they're really into. And I'm not saying it in the sense of like you have to have a career, but like, I mean just like even in the sense of like having a hobby. Like, there's people I've known that like don't enjoy anything and then take a year away from them and come back and see that they're into like making model trains or plants. They're into growing plants. They've got a garden now, you know? For some people it's as simple as like becoming a dog walker. Like, they just go out and, you know, they get paid to walk people's dogs. Sometimes they just offer to do it for their neighbors, whatever it is, you know? I would say you may not know what you want to do, but you have not tried everything. And you should try as much as you can and see what you can find, because there's something out there for you. Was that good? Did I get philosophical enough? Did I answer your question? I sure hope so. I'm trying to make this a positive thing. I know I've got that like snarky attitude thing a lot, but I'm not snarky. I emote very weird, so I'm sorry about that. But I care very much about you, and I hope you understand that. What do you think about Patreon or Kickstarter? It's kind of okay. It's kind of a mixed bag for me. I kind of have a thing where I feel like I think that in the wrong hands, they are bad platforms. There are people, you can go on Kickstarter. I could go on Kickstarter and do that thing that one guy did, you know, help me make potato salad. They make the potato salad or whatever. They get to keep like $1 million and that's it. You just, congratulations, you gave a dude $1 million, you know, that's pretty cool. But like, I could also just be like, hey, I'm going to fund, you know, cancer research or whatever. Give me $500,000. You give me $500,000, that's mine. I don't have to do anything. I'm not contractually obligated to do that at all, you know? I think that Kickstarter has done some good, of course. I mean, there's been a lot of times where people I know have been going through hard times and they start a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo just to fix their car or to like pay for rent for that month because they got kicked out of their job, you know? And it's great for that. I've known people where they've been able to get surgery because of that they otherwise wouldn't have been able to and would have just died because they're just shit out of luck, you know? But in terms of creativity, I think it just really depends, because if you're doing a project out of your own pocket, obviously you're going to have a harder time making it because you don't have money. You have to keep going and working to get money, and the creative thing you want to make is going to take longer for that reason. If you have money, let's say you have $1 million to make this animated short film you wanted, suddenly, to some people, there's no challenge, and because there's no challenge, you're not really incentivized to finish it. Some people are good about it. Sorry, I have to readjust. Some people, they get that money and it's all the incentive they need to know that I have these people's money, they trust me, I'm going to make this thing as best as I can. On the other hand, sometimes people will take that money and just lose all motivation. It's the same thing of if you need to do something, let's say I need to fix the fence, okay? If I go around and I'm all like, and I'm telling everyone like, yeah, I'm gonna fix that fence soon, and everybody's telling me, oh, good job, like, good job, yeah, I'm proud of you, good for you for fixing that fence. I'm getting that little dopamine rush already, as if I did fix the fence, and I'm less likely to do it now because I already got that pat on the back that I was looking for, you know? You need to be in a headspace where you're doing a project as its own reward. Not because people are going to tell you good job or whatever, but because you want to make it, you know? I think those are the people that do well on Kickstarter. The people that are like not passionate about their projects,
Those are the ones that end up running off with the money, or the result is terrible because they didn't care, you know? Look at Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight turned out awesome. That's a great Kickstarter game. I mean, look at how well it's done, and it's just continued to exceed people's expectations. It's wonderful. Same with like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was an awesome one. You play those games, and you can tell that every penny was used wisely. You know, it's great. As far as Patreon goes, I mean, Patreon is a great way to spread the wealth around, you know? Even if you're just giving $1 out to some random person once per month, that's $1 you're not gonna miss. But if 100 people are giving out $1 to one person every month, that's $100 in their pocket, and $100 that those 100 people are not gonna miss, because it's $1 a piece. And that's why I've thought about, if I'm ever gonna do a Patreon, it'll be very basic. I don't really want to do exclusive content, and I know that's why a lot of people do Patreon, but it'll either be 2 tiers where it's $1 and $5, and you just get exclusive content, right? But I think the way I would like to do it is honestly just one tier. It's like $1 or $2, probably like $1, and you don't get any exclusives, you don't get anything. You get the satisfaction of knowing that you're helping me out, literally in the most minimal way you possibly could, you know? You're giving me $1 a month. $1, you just find that on the ground. You find that in grandma's couch cushions. And that's what I would do. That was a long answer too. I'm getting so winded. I think I'm yelling. I gotta breathe. I gotta drink some of this chamomile too. You're getting me all flustered. Trying to answer questions. You're getting me all flustered. What are your plans for the future in terms of art? Any big projects planned or otherwise? I got an idea, and I can't talk about it too much because it goes back to that thing I was just saying, where if I explain it, I'm not going to do it, and I know I'm not going to do it because, you know, it just goes like that. I have a story in mind, and I would very much like to animate it. It's kind of a minimalist type thing. It's not going to be overly dialogue-ish. It's going to be more action-driven, a little more based on characters' emotions and kind of how people look at each other rather than, you know, talking all the time. Anyways, I can't talk about it a lot. I've alluded to it before. You've seen some designs sprinkled throughout my sketchbooks that kind of allude to them. But I would like to make that. That's the reason I'm learning Blender, because I'm finally just at a point where I'm like, I gotta make something because it's driving me insane. Anyways, that would hopefully come out on YouTube at some point. But we'll see what the future has planned. I'll make sure that it's available for people, though, because I would like people to see it, whatever form it does take. Any other big projects? It feels like this whole year is going to be a big project. It feels like right now it's 1:41 a.m. I'm recording this thing. I leave tomorrow for California at like 3 a.m. in the morning. I gotta get this edited and uploaded before then, so I have like a day to get this all edited and rendered and hope that it doesn't screw up and that, you know, I can have that done on time. Otherwise, I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna have one day to edit it and put it up, you know? So yeah, this is kind of a big project. I just want to see how it goes for 1 year. At the end of this year, we'll see how it goes. I'm almost at like 1,000 subscribers though, so I mean, you know, if y'all keep sharing the channel around, that would be helpful. You don't have to do that, you know. You don't have to do that. It doesn't matter. Okay. One last question. Trey and Max asked me if there would be a sequel to the Sonic Nendoroid video now that there is a Tails and Knuckles Nendoroid coming out at some point in the future. Maybe. I would have to get my hands on fake Tails and Knuckles Nendoroids, which I'm sure there will be. And if that moment comes, I will be there. Dude, just you wait. I'll be there to... Somebody's got to defend your Sonic baby toys that I keep buying and love and have too many of. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm sorry if I didn't get to any of your questions. I think I got all of them. I scoured everywhere I could. I went through my old notifications and stuff. I don't get asked a lot of questions, but I had fun here. I'm going to finish this chamomile tea because it's almost gone. And I'm going to wish you all a good night, or a good day, or a good morning, whatever, really. Thank you for listening, and, until next time. I almost said I love you. I think I love you. I don't know you like that. I'm sorry. I'm sure I could learn to love you. I guess I love you in the kind of like a platonic way. Does that make sense? It doesn't really matter. The until next time isn't even the outro for these things. I'm just gonna say goodbye. Goodbye.